video es presentado por el Sistema Ciencia Garza Educativa de la Universidad Autónoma del Estado de Hidalgo. Para mayor información, visítanos en www.uaeh.edu.mx. Gracias por aprender.
Hello, good morning. Welcome back to this series of videos. My name is Cristian Rojas-Vite, and right now we are here at the Escuela de Huejutla, part of the Autonomous University of Hidalgo State. And in today's lesson, we're going to start with the first conditional. This is one of the series of videos that in the future we're going to be presenting right here. And well, we're going to start with the first one. Well, with the following PowerPoint presentations, all of you will learn how to use a first conditional in English. The first conditional is used to express something that possibly can happen in the future, or something that is going to happen in the future. Remember that the first conditional is used to talk about things that maybe we will get into the future. And we have some of the keywords. The keywords are first conditional, if, and will. The first conditional is a structure that we use when we want to express some possibilities or to present some information in the future. As you can see right here, we are presenting you the structure that we can use right now to express something in the first conditional. We have first of all the word if, that it is a conditional, plus the present simple verb. After that we have the comma, and finally we have the will plus the infinitive. For example, right now, if you pay attention to this PowerPoint presentation, you will learn English. And this is something that we really want to know right now for you. Here we have some other examples, and also we have some pictures. In the first one, I'm going to explain it to you what will happen if I win the lottery. If I win the lottery, I will buy a new car. Obviously, these are some of possibly things that we can do. Another example could be, if I win the lottery, I will buy a new house, or I will buy a new phone. The second sentence, it says, if she goes to school, she will learn about different subjects. One of the subjects that you can learn here at the university is, of course, English. Continuing with the structure, we have this one. If you study English, you will pass the TOEFL exam. If he studies English, he will pass the TOEFL exam. Notice something really relevant for you. Depending on the subject, it's going to be the conjugation of the present simple verb. In the first sentence, we only have study. And in the second sentence, when we're talking about he or she, we have the verb becomes studies. If, and then the main clause, comma, and after that, we have the rest of the information. At the beginning, we will have the present simple information following with the comma, and after that, the sentence with the will. And in this case, we're showing you how you can conjugate these two verbs, or these two information, and after that, we can have the result. In the following slide, we have this information. In this case, we're changing the order of the things. For example, here it says, you will pass the TOEFL exam if you study English. Notice that in the previous slide, we have the information in the other side. But now we're checking something different. In the second sentence, it says, he will pass the TOEFL test exam if he studies English. The information important for you is to check that sometimes at the beginning we can have the main clause, and after that we can have the if clause. At the beginning we can have the future, and after that we can have the present simple. But the most important thing that you need to remember is that here, in these sentences, we are not using any more commas. Next. In this information, or in this example, it says, if it rains tomorrow, we won't play football soccer. Probably today the weather is okay, but if it rains tomorrow, we won't play football soccer. Why? Maybe because the soccer field is going to be very wet. The second sentence says, in the other side, we won't play football soccer if it rains tomorrow. If you notice, the two sentences, they have the same information, but the structure is changing the order. Also, notice that in the second sentence, the comma is disappearing. And here we continue with more examples. Of course that we can use the first conditional in questions too. Here it says, what movie will you watch if you go to the cinema? This is a question that you can implement if you're asking one of your friends or your colleagues or somebody from your family when you're going to the movies. The second question it says, what will you do if you don't pass math? Maybe the answer could be, well, I think that I will need to study more if I don't pass the math exam. And finally, if I pass my math exam, I will be happy. Continue with the rest of the slides. We have more examples about where you can implement the use of the first conditional in English. If you rest, your leg will be better. Probably in the past, you suffer something or you fall down, and right now you needed to rest. So if you rest, you will be better. This is when we say you will be better or your leg will be better, is because we're referring to the future. In the second sentence it says, if she eats fruit and vegetables, she will have stronger bones. Of course, remember, if this lady, if this girl, if she eats fruits and vegetables, she will have stronger bones. Number 3, if they go to the library, they will read many books. These are probably some of the actions that possibly can happen in the future. If I wake up early, I will be on time to the bus or to take the bus. The next sentence it says, if you recycle your own garbage, you will help the planet. Remember that right now we are improving our ways to recycle garbage. So if you recycle your own garbage, you will help the planet. And finally, if you don't recycle paper, you will contaminate a lot. So remember that right now you need to recycle as much as possible. Conclusion. In today's lesson, all of you have learned how to use the first conditional. Remember, it doesn't matter which is the order, but you need to follow the grammatical structure. If the verb and present simple, a comma, and then the will, or vice versa. You can use first of all the main clause, and after that the if, but in the second option, remember not to use the comma. Well, here I have some of the bibliography that it was checked before this presentation. And remember, if you have any other questions, you can contact me. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope that you can enjoy the video. And remember that in the following episodes, we will have something more about the conditionals in English. Thank you very much.